Have you ever wondered how people found out they were pregnant before modern medicine? I mean, before those little sticks you can buy at the drugstore? Well, let's travel back in time, way back, about 3,500 years ago, to ancient Egypt. It turns out they had a surprisingly effective method, and it's one of the wildest things I've ever heard. So, picture this. An ancient Egyptian woman thinks she might be pregnant. What does she do? She doesn't go to a doctor. Instead, she heads to the grain shed. This is where it gets interesting. The test involved two simple, everyday items, barley and emmer wheat. These weren't just for making bread. They were the key components of one of history's earliest pregnancy tests. The procedure was straightforward, if a bit unusual. The woman would take two separate bags, one filled with barley seeds and the other with emmer wheat seeds. Then, for several days, she would urinate on both bags. Yes, you heard that right. She would pee on the seeds. The waiting game would then begin. The entire household would watch these bags with great anticipation. If, after a few days, neither the barley nor the wheat sprouted, it meant she wasn't pregnant. But if any of the seeds started to grow, it was a sign of great news. Baby was on the way. The test was a simple, organic indicator of new life. But wait, it gets even crazier. The ancient Egyptians believed this test could do more than just confirm a pregnancy. They thought it could also predict the baby's gender. How? It all depended on which seeds grew faster. If the barley sprouted first, they believed she was carrying a boy. If the emmer wheat shot up first, it was going to be a girl. So it was a 2-in-1 test. A pregnancy confirmation and a gender reveal party, all in a couple of grain bags. Now you might be thinking this all sounds like pure superstition, a bit of ancient folklore with no real scientific basis. And for thousands of years, that's probably what most people thought. It seems like a classic example of old wives' tales, right? It's just a hopeful ritual with no connection to actual biology. That's what makes this story so incredible. Fast forward to the 1960s. Scientists got wind of this ancient practice and, out of curiosity, decided to put it to the test. They wanted to see if there was any truth to this 3,500-year-old method. They recreated the experiment, using the urine of pregnant and non-pregnant women on barley and wheat seeds. The results were absolutely astonishing. The scientists discovered that the ancient Egyptian pregnancy test was about 70% accurate. 70%. That's a remarkably high success rate for a test that predates modern science by millennia. To put that in perspective, some of the early manufactured pregnancy tests from the 20th century weren't much more accurate than that. So, what was the science behind it? Why did this ancient method actually work? It turns out the ancient Egyptians had stumbled upon a key biological marker for pregnancy without even knowing it. The urine of a pregnant woman contains high levels of a hormone called estrogen. It's a hormone which is crucial for maintaining a healthy pregnancy. Also has another interesting effect. It stimulates seed germination and growth. When a pregnant woman urinated on the seeds, the extra estrogen in her urine acted like a natural fertilizer, encouraging the barley and wheat to sprout. The urine of a non-pregnant woman or a man wouldn't have this effect, so the seeds would remain dormant. It was a brilliant, albeit accidental, use of endocrinology. The Egyptians didn't know about hormones, but they observed a pattern and trusted it. They noticed a connection between a woman's body and the natural world around her. Now, what about the gender prediction part? Was there any truth to that? Fortunately, modern science debunked that aspect of the test. The researchers in the 1960s found no correlation between which grain sprouted first and the sex of the baby. The idea that barley meant boy and wheat meant girl was, in fact, just a bit of cultural belief, a fun superstition attached to an otherwise effective test. But the fact that the pregnancy detection part was 70% accurate is the real takeaway here. It's a powerful reminder that ancient civilizations were incredibly observant and resourceful. They didn't have laboratories or microscopes, but they had a deep understanding of the natural world. And they used it to solve life's biggest mysteries. This test is documented in ancient Egyptian papyri, which are some of the oldest medical texts in the world. These documents show that this wasn't just a folk remedy, it was a widely accepted medical practice. It's incredible to think that for centuries this was the go-to method for families waiting for news. It connects us to the past in such a human way. The same hopes, the same anxieties, the same joy of discovering a new life is on its way. Think about the implications. This simple, low-cost, and relatively reliable test gave women and families in ancient Egypt information that was priceless. It allowed them to prepare, to plan, and to celebrate. It's a testament to human ingenuity and our timeless quest for knowledge. So the next time you see a modern pregnancy test, remember its ancient ancestor, a couple of bags of grain, and a whole lot of observation. It just goes to show that sometimes the oldest ideas have a surprising amount of wisdom hidden within them. Who knows what other ancient secrets are just waiting to be rediscovered by modern science? Thanks so much for watching. If you found this as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history. Let me know in the comments what other ancient mysteries you'd like to explore. See you in the next video.